This video will explain how vaccines are made and how they work. What is a vaccine? Think of a vaccine as a small bit of medicine that protects your children and yourself against sickness. Sometimes vaccines are given with an injection, sometimes they are swallowed, and sometimes they are sprayed into the nose. Vaccines help our body's own immune system to recognize and get rid of germs that can make us sick. In this video, we will explain how vaccines work, what germs are, what the immune system is, and much more. Let's start with your body's immune system. Your body is like a big building, and your immune system is like its security system. The immune system has many different parts connected to each other, all working together to protect you from getting sick. Have you ever gotten together with a group of people to do a big batch of canning? Everyone has their own job in the kitchen. Someone might sterilize the jars, someone else might peel the fruit, and another person might chop the fruit, while others fill the jars, add the liquid, and set the jars in the canner to boil. Everyone has their own job, but all the work is for one common purpose. The different parts of the immune system work together like that to find and kill germs. The immune system is everywhere in your body, just like the veins in a leaf, stitches in a dress, or a shirt, or crumbs in a piece of cake. If you could build an airplane as small as a grain of sand, and if you could become small enough to fit inside and fly into a person's body, you might be able to see some of the parts of the immune system at work. That's how small they are. Every day, your body is exposed to millions of germs that could make you sick. If you rub your eyes, or pick some food out of your teeth when your hands are dirty, the germs move from your hands into your body. If someone who is sick coughs or sneezes on you, that's another way bad germs can get in. But even with all these germs that are around, you don't get sick very often because your immune system works very hard. It's true that all of us do get sick sometimes, and every time we do get sick because of a germ, our immune system works to get rid of it, and then it remembers how to fight the infection if the germ ever comes back again. How does the immune system remember germs? When the immune system finds a germ, it makes tiny things called antibodies, which are like copies of the germs, except antibodies can't make us sick. The body builds up a collection of these antibodies like pictures in a photo album. The immune system keeps that collection ready to help it recognize the bad germs when they show up. When bad germs get into the body, the antibody's job is to stick to those germs, and when they attach, it sends a signal to call the body's helper cells, called white blood cells, which come rushing in to kill the germs by eating them up. Antibodies, germs, and white blood cells are so tiny they can't be seen without a microscope. A microscope is a tool that makes small objects look larger. Microscopes have specially shaped pieces of glass inside them called lenses. When you look through those lenses at something, the thing looks bigger. It works the same way that eyeglasses do. People use microscopes to see objects like germs and other kinds of cells, which are too small to be seen with the eye alone. We've talked about how germs and antibodies are types of cells, and how cells are so tiny that we can't see them without a microscope. Cells are sometimes called the building blocks of life. There are good ones and bad ones. The bad ones make us sick, but our bodies are made up of billions of the good ones. Skin and hair cells, blood cells, and many other types of special cells join together to form the body we can see. When you look at your arm, the skin looks like a solid piece of material. But if you could see your skin under a microscope, you would see that it's made up of millions of cells joined together like a patchwork quilt, or like a beehive, or soap bubbles in the sink. How are vaccines made? Vaccines are made in a laboratory, which is a special room or building where scientists can make and test medicines. To make vaccines, the scientists use germs that cause disease, but they kill or weaken the germs first. They need a lot of them to make big batches of vaccines, so they grow them inside human cells. Why do disease germs have to be grown in human cells? The germs need to grow inside human cells to make sure they are safe to put in our bodies, sort of like a chick growing inside an egg. When vaccines like the measles vaccine were first invented more than 50 years ago, the human cells that were used to make them were taken from 2 fetuses that had been aborted. People sometimes become alarmed when they hear this information, but this is not the whole story. These original human cells died long ago. The cells that are used now are not from aborted fetuses. Think of a dandelion that's gone to seed. The seeds blow away and start other dandelions in the next field, and those ones go to seed and blow away too, creating dandelions wherever they land. The newest dandelions are not the same as the first ones. What this means is there are no cells from aborted fetuses in the vaccine your child will receive, and there never will be. When someone gets a vaccine, the immune system thinks real germs have come in and makes antibodies against it. The immune system can't tell the difference between the weakened germs in a vaccine and the real thing. We give vaccines to babies at certain ages because their little bodies will create antibodies against those diseases. Then, if the child is infected by the real disease later on, his or her body already has the antibodies in place to recognize it and kill it. In rare cases, children who are vaccinated can sometimes still get the disease. This is more common in children who have a health problem that affects their immune system. They may develop some mild symptoms if they are exposed to a disease, but if they have been vaccinated, they will not suffer the serious effects of the disease. Think about seatbelts. They are not 100% effective at protecting you if you get in a crash, but they greatly reduce your risk of being killed or injured. You have questions. You might even have concerns. We understand. We know that all parents just want to do the best thing for their children. We believe it's much easier to make decisions when we have the best and most information possible. Some people have said they are concerned about giving their children vaccines that protect against many diseases at once. It might seem like a lot, but our immune system is strong and it can handle a lot. As we go about our business, living our lives, we are always exposed to disease-causing germs, like viruses and bacteria, which have the power to make us sick. Our immune system is always getting rid of germs without us even knowing it. Vaccines make the immune system much stronger, so it's ready to fight diseases that are also strong. Vaccines should be given to children according to the recommended schedule to protect infants and children by giving them immunity before they are exposed to potentially life-threatening diseases. Vaccines are tested to be sure they are safe and effective for children to receive at the recommended ages. Vaccines do not overload the immune system. Children do not receive any known benefits from following schedules that delay vaccines. We do know that delaying vaccines puts children at known risk of becoming ill with vaccine-preventable diseases. Your doctor or health nurse will let you know which vaccines your child needs at each visit. The vaccines your child receives in Alberta are safe. These vaccines protect your child from diseases that are not safe. Measles can cause blindness, brain infection, pneumonia, and even death. If a pregnant woman catches rubella, which is sometimes called German measles, the fetus can die or have very bad birth defects. Mumps can cause serious, lasting problems. These include meningitis, a serious infection of the sac that covers the brain and spinal cord, and it can cause deafness. Mumps can cause infertility, which means a person wouldn't be able to have children. In rare cases, mumps can even be fatal. Whooping cough can cause pneumonia, seizures, and even death. When someone catches one of these diseases because they weren't vaccinated, and they spend time around a baby that's too young to have its vaccines, or they visit people who are weakened because of illness, or they are around frail older people, they can give the illness to these people who can get very sick or die. Now you know how vaccines work, how the immune system works, and what diseases can be prevented by vaccines. These are just a few examples of diseases that can be prevented with a vaccine. Public health nurses at your local community health office are happy to answer any questions you may have about vaccines. If you don't know where your public health office is, call 811 and a registered nurse will help you. Thank you very much for watching this video.